Hey guys, so I decided to do a video about like 10 ways that I know that you can make money online without having really any qualifications, without having to pay for it, and just using literally your smartphone, and you just need to have data. So I like researching about these things. Even really, do I need the money? I think there is no other time that I would say I don't need money or I don't need free money. I mean, I do have a stable job. My job is not affected by corona. I mean, it is, but not really. But I like doing all these things that will make me get free money if I have the abilities to do it. So I know 10 ways to do it. There are other ways, like it's more than 10. Trust me, it's more than 10 out there. So, but I'll do 10, but I'll do it in parts because it's a lot, and I did want to get a lot of research on it and not just post it, just to give you ideas, tips and stuff. So for today, we'll only do 3, and then hopefully it will help someone out there. It's Women's Month. I don't want you ladies to be sitting at home worrying about what you want to eat, what you put on the table, when you really have a phone and you can literally just make a few bucks. And this is not making millions, and it's not making a lot of thousands. This is just making a few rands that you can top up. It depends who you are. For other people, it might be a lot. For other people, it might be too little, and they'll be like, I am doing surveys that I'm gonna be paid, like, for example, $50 per survey. What is that? Like, why am I gonna do with 50 rand? 50 rand for you, it might be too little, but 50 rand for someone else is a lot, and they can use it to buy groceries, to buy whatever they need. So a lot of people have asked me about it, and I just decided, let me do a video about it, and I can always refer the people to the video, and they can just go through it. And so I'll keep on looking that side because I wrote everything down so that I don't forget anything. So how I'm going to do it, I'm going to start with the top 3 for today, and maybe next week I'll do the other 3 because it's a lot, guys. Oh my gosh, I want a Netflix. I can't be doing this. The 10, I thought I was gonna do 10, but it's a lot of work and to remember everything. So just be thankful I'm only doing 3, and I hope those 3 you will register for them if you really need this, and will help you out. So I actually started doing this a month or 2 ago. Yes, I saw it on Facebook, and then I followed it, and I was like, oh, you can get paid for me doing surveys. Like, oh, I would like that. And then I used so I normally have at least 2 emails. So I would have my professional email, which is like the one that I use for my bank, for everything, like your email that you don't give a lot of people. And then I'll have the email that I use for logging into all these weird things. So I used that other weird email because I didn't trust it at first, but actually it is legit, and they do give you voucher. I have gotten vouchers. So let me go through the first one. So the first one, number 1, which is the one I would recommend for someone who's lazy and they don't want to spend time on surveys. This one, it is literally free money. Free. Listen to me. This is free money. It's called IPSOS or Ipsos. I call it Ipsos. Whether that's how to pronounce it, and does, but I call it Ipsos. So what is it? So you fill in surveys about the snacks and drinks that you've had in the last 48 hours, And you also sometimes you get a survey on purchase, on what you bought in the last 48 hours. So you will say, okay, for example, I ate chips in the last 48 hours. I ate this kind of chips, the brand, where did you buy it, blah blah blah. And then the other one is where same thing, which is called a purchase survey. That one you need to have the product. So the first one, which is the consumption survey, is just asking you what you ate in the last 48 hours. So for those who are smart, you can say you ate anything. You don't have to have eaten it. You can just say I ate like tiramisu, but you can't say tiramisu because it needs to be like chips, or it's different products, man. Like I have a video of when I was doing apps, so you can see it. The different products that they, but it's normally snacks and drinks, like your fruit juice, your cold drink, your milk, biscuits, stuff like that, right? You do not have to have eaten it in the last 48 hours, okay? So you can just say whatever you want. And then the other one that they also send you is purchase survey. So this one is the one that you need proof. So the proof that they want is just the barcode. So you can, for those smart people out there, do not say I told you this. If you are really into this, so normally I would have snacks in the house, so I don't need to actually do what I'm gonna say right now. So if you don't buy a lot of snacks and you know you're struggling, just take pictures of people's snacks at work. You just take a picture of the barcode, store it in your phone. When you go to ShopRite, take a picture of the barcode, because you're gonna use it, and that's all you need to do. You need a picture of the barcode. You don't need to have bought that product. Take a picture of that barcode. You will thank me later. So it's for those people who really do not have snacks at home, but for those who really have snacks at home, you can just use the ones you have at home, but you can't repeat the barcode. But with consumption survey, you can receive the barcode. So how do you get paid on the survey? So you get paid via airtime, so Vodacom, Celsi, and MTN, and also vouchers, which is ShopRite and Takealot. The minimum withdrawal is if you get 4,000 points. And you get surveys like every other day, so you don't get it every day, you get it every other day. But the secret is sometimes they send you every day because their system is bleak. So they would send you like a lot of surveys, which is the same surveys that you already done, and it still credits your points. So if you get like multiple surveys like in one day, just do it because it will still credit the points. Don't tell them I told you this. And then so this one is the same survey every day. So I've literally been, not every day, like every time they send you the same survey, so it's not gonna be different. So as I said, they're gonna ask you what snacks have you had in the last 48 hours, where did you buy it, what is the brand, blah blah blah. This takes like 1 to 2 minutes. It won't take you more than 2 minutes. If it takes you 2 minutes, it's because you told them you ate 5 products. If you want to tell them you ate 5 products, it's gonna take you longer. So normally now I just say I ate 1 product. I only ate in the morning a snack. And in some days I'll eat a snack and I drank a fruit juice. 2 maximum, because I don't want to waste my time. But if you are too fast, Baba, it will tell you are too fast, so we don't trust your response. So you don't be too fast, but you can reply with one that you've eaten 1 product. Sometimes if I'm lazy, I would normally choose fruit. I would say I ate a fruit, because the fruit there is no brand, so it's quicker to do fruits if you're really in a rush and you already got a survey. And then per survey, it's about 25 rand. For the consumption survey is 25 rand per survey, and the purchase survey is 20 rand. The disadvantages here is none. This is like simple and it's quick, so everybody got 1 minute in your life. So when you're in the toilet, okay, be doing this. Everybody goes to the toilet. We all have to go to the toilet for at least 1 minute. Just saying. So you can always have 1 minute of your time. So this one, it really is really fast. So you will have notifications via an email. They'll send you, hey, we have a new survey for you via email. So do have an email on your phone that you see notifications, so that you can see the new survey that they have for you. And there is also an app, which is another way you can do. You can either do online or the app, so it really doesn't matter. For me, the app just helps me. It's easier for you to redeem points and see your points via the app. I do not do surveys on the app because the app is actually slower than the emails in this case. So I prefer online, but you can always have the app for just redemption. And then a tip that I would say is that as soon as you get the survey, do it, because the survey does expire. So you can't say I'm going to do it tomorrow. Okay, it's like when you can't just say you're going to do it tomorrow. So you need to do it as soon as you get it, because it expires. And another way to make money to make more points is inviting friends. So there is an invite friends button, and then when you invite friends, those friends get 500 points if they use your referral code. And then when they do their first survey, you will get 500 points yourself. So at least it will boost your points a bit. That's how I actually got my first points, like when I started. So I gave my sister, I gave my husband. Also my husband does it because this one is quick. So he likes this because it's also quick and he wants to get airtime and take a lot of budgets. And then my rating for this one is like 4.5 to actually 5 stars. This is easy money, like literally. So I would definitely do this, and I'll definitely, from listening to this, I would definitely do Ipsos. And Ipsos, the nice thing about it, there's no requirements or whatever, no problems. When you register, immediately you will be taken in and they will accept your membership. So the problem comes with the next ones that I'm going to say. So the next one, number 2, is called the panel station. The panel station is the sister or brother or cousin to Ipsos. The reason I say that, their website is the same, their app is the same, and you can see things are similar there. So it is a sister company for that. So this one, right, the name of the company is the panel station, and then that's number 2, top 2. And then it also has an app. The app is also called the panel station. Here you fill in different kinds of surveys. This is different kinds of surveys, and this one, it is very, very strict. And the reason is more stricter is obviously because the points, their value are more than the Ipsos. So they are very, very strict. The strict restriction starts the first time you actually. So the restrictions start the first time you actually register. You might go and register and fill in your details and stuff, and then they will say, well, you do not fit the requirement of the people that we want. It might be based on your age, your gender, or what you have, that you don't have a car, you don't have this. This one is very strict, and you will have to try multiple times for you to actually be accepted, the registration, them to accept your registration. So that's how it is with this one. So it's a bit harder to get in, but if you do use different links, say you saw it on Facebook, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I have registered 2 emails with this one because I have more than 2 emails. But with panel station, the problem is it takes long, so normally I do not do the other surveys. So you do get paid as well via Vodacom, Cell C, MTN airtime, or you get vouchers, which is ShopRite or Takealot as well. And then minimum withdrawal points is 4,000 points. Essentially, this is about 10 surveys or 9 surveys. So if you've done 9 surveys, then they will allow you to withdraw. And then the surveys come every day here. Here you will get a lot of surveys. And then, but the trick is most of them you will not qualify, because the first thing that they do is they do qualifying page, which they ask you, say if they're asking you about pet food, maybe the survey is about pet food, they'll ask you if you have pets, which pets do you have, blah blah blah. If it's about birds food and you say you don't have a bird, they are not gonna qualify you. You know, sometimes it will say what kind of survey it is, and then if it says the kind of survey, you can kind of know if it's like a pets food survey, you will say you have a pet even if you don't have it. So you can say you have it even if you don't have it. So this one pays more. So per survey you get about 50 to 80 rand a survey, and this depends on how long it is and how complex it is. But surveys are not that complex. I mean, you're just answering questions, though there are sometimes that you need to fill in. So instead of clicking yes, no, I agree, disagree, it will want you to write your comments on the product or service. The time it takes about 12 to 15 minutes. So these are long surveys. That's why I'm saying I don't really. That's why even if you have registered with like 2 emails, you'll hate it because it takes too long to actually do the surveys. It's not like Ipsos where if you have 2 emails, you can always, because it's 2 minutes, so it's quick. So the kind of surveys that I've done so far. So the surveys that you do is normally on reviewing products and services. It's normally reviewing and new possible products that they want to bring in the market, what you think of it. They'll ask you, is this a great product or something like that? And then different topics, like general topics, and adverts as well, because sometimes they want to see if this advert is inappropriate or whatever. So they want you to watch the advert and then you will comment on the adverts. It's a lot. I've seen a lot of adverts where they want to make sure that the advert that they have, it's actually okay, and they can't just post. You know how South Africa is. You post an advert that is racist, Twitter, Black Twitter will be on your case. So there's a lot of advert ones and there's a lot of new product ones. And as well, as I said, it's the sister company to Ipsos. You do get consumption and purchase surveys as well, but they have less points here because the points here, their values are more. The value is more, as I say. And so the disadvantage with this one is like 20% of the surveys you won't qualify. So because I've done it so much, so I don't qualify 20% of the surveys. Let me say 30. So I already know what kind of questions they ask, so I make sure that I answer in such a way that I will qualify. But in the beginning you won't qualify because I know you will try to be 100% honest. So you won't qualify for all surveys, like especially the surveys that pay a lot. So there's a survey that maybe you'll get and it's like 1,000 points, which is like 100 rand a survey for like 15 minutes. That for you to qualify, Normally I don't qualify for those. So, and remember, with panel station, maybe the company will say we need 100 people to do the surveys. If you are late and already 100 people have answered, then you will not qualify for the survey, obviously. So this one is really a bit tricky. So the notification, you do get emails as well to say you have a survey. You need to check your emails, and the app does show the surveys, but it doesn't give you a notification. So it's important that your email, you can see your emails on your phone. So the tip here is, as soon as you get them, do the surveys, because these ones, they expire in the next 10 minutes. They will expire. So if you really are serious with this and you really need the extra cash, just do as soon as you get them. And because these are like different kinds of survey, never say you work for the government, never say you work for the bank, never say you work for an advertising company, because if you work for those companies, you cannot do surveys because your mindset will be subjective. So the other one is, normally if you don't qualify for the survey, at the end they will give you a little survey that is like a profile survey to try understand you. It's important to do those profile surveys, because then it will make sure that you get more surveys. And also the other one is that this one, you can also invite friends. You get 500 points when your friends do their first survey, and your friend also gets 500 points. The different ones that I've done already, the ones I remember, I mean, I've done a lot of surveys on the panel station. I've done an aerial advert, a Protex advert, digital storage like the USB, SD cards, blah blah blah. I've done a car advert. I don't remember, I think it was Honda or Hyundai, something like that. I've done a COVID-19 one where they were asking how you were impacted financially, blah blah blah, emotionally. I've done a one about banks, which banks provides the best services, what do they provide. I've done a one about insurances, different insurance, Over My Way, Outrance, like different ones. Personal care products like for your face, lotion. I've done one about yogurts, which yogurt is the best. A new yogurt that they wanted to bring in the market. I've done one of DSTV Showmix, a new product that Showmix wants to do. So it's really a lot. So it's different kind of surveys that you get here, and yeah. So, and this takes long, so if you really have time, the panel station is for you. But trust me, you don't always have to be honest. So in summary, the panel station, IPSOs are sister companies or cousin companies, so their points are similar, but panel stations points are more, the values is more. The disadvantage between these two is that it takes about 3 weeks for you to get the voucher. It takes time for you to get the voucher, but the moment you start doing those surveys like a lot, you will start redeeming your points a lot, that you will not feel the 3 weeks, because I know every week you'll be redeeming, so you won't feel it as you go down the road. So at first, yes, you'll be like, maybe this thing, at first I was like, this thing maybe is not legit, they just took my information, but it is legit, and you don't have to use your real name, and they do not take, so they only take your name when you do a registration. Like when you register with any website, you don't have to put your real name if you don't want, if you have problem with personal data. You don't have to put your real name, you don't have to put your real where you stay, blah blah blah. You can be like someone different. So for those who are worried about their personal data. So let's do the last one. So I can see it was just better to do maybe two let's just do the third one. So number 3 is called MobiWorks. MobiWorks as well, it's a survey about literally products and services. You're just reviewing products and services that you use every day, and it also gives you as well as trying to review. It's not real reviewing, just trying to review a new product that they want to bring in the market as well. So you also get those kinds of surveys. It also has an app which is called Opinion app. And then this one is different. You don't get paid by vouchers. This one you get paid moolah. So you get paid cash, but not cash into your account, remember? Because these things they don't want you to put your account, and you do not want to put your account. So you have to use PayPal. So PayPal is a payment platform where, say if you're being paid by dollars, or if you are being paid by euros, it easily converts to rands for you, and then it can pay into your bank account or into your card that you have, like your credit card, your bank card, MasterCard, whatever. So it's a payment gateway. You don't have to pay into your account. You don't have to put on PayPal. You don't have to put your account. You can literally, if you have a PayPal account, your money will be, say, on PayPal account, and say if you're going to Takealot, you can use PayPal to make your payments. So I normally do it that way, so that I do not have to pay charges on Takealot when it deposits money on my account, because then they'll charge me. I think it's R1, or I don't know how much per transaction. It's not R1, I doubt, for payments. So I think it's R1 per transaction when you pay using it, but if you make a deposit, it's quite a bit more. So normally I just use PayPal to make payments for stuff online, for like Takealot, Superbalist. The reason I talk about Takealot a lot is because I use it a lot, and Takealot has groceries, everything. So that's why I talk about Takealot. But there are other online platforms that you can use PayPal with. It's like your digital wallet essentially, but you can still withdraw the money if you want to withdraw the money. Anyways, so that's how you get paid. And then here, minimum withdrawal, they will only pay you if you get to $5, which is approximately 85 rand. So they can only pay you to your PayPal account if you have a minimum of 85 rand on your balance on your surveys. And then the surveys here you get every day, and not just one. You will get like 4 or 5 surveys. The kind of surveys, as I said, is product and service review. And the ones that I've done so far on this one, I've done chips review, like your Pringles, knickknacks, Lay's. Though the surveys here are weird. They'll be like, looking at these people, what do you think, which chips do you think they like eating? How do you think they feel when they eat these chips? When they give it, so they'll give you like 10 different faces. It's so weird. And I think they're a bit racist, this surveys, but anyways, I don't care as long as I get paid for it. So you get that. I've also done bar soap one review, different soaps, the ones you've used, like Will Protect, Dettol, Dove, Lifebuoy, Sunlight, and then also pet food as well, cat food, dog food, bed food. And this one also take long. They're like panel station. They take about 10 to 30 minutes. And if you rush, it will say you are too fast as well. So you don't rush. Take your time when you're doing this. So this is also for people who really have a lot of time on their hands. And then the disadvantage here, the one thing I hate, is that most of them you will not qualify. So you need to be very smart about it. So when they ask you questions, you need to read. They will tell you what the survey is about, and you need to kind of read their mind, what they're thinking, so that you qualify for the survey. So I've not qualified a lot of surveys on this one. I'm still trying to learn, because this one I only started doing it 2 weeks ago, so I've not mastered it. So you just need to master it to make sure you do qualify for those surveys. And then here pays a bit more, so no, not really, but because you have lots of surveys, it pays a bit more. So it's between 10 to 40 rand per survey, depending on the complexity of the survey, and the length of the survey. And then the advantage here is you get chankura, so you don't need to necessarily get a ShopRite or Takealot voucher. And then notification you get via the email and the app as well. They send you both the notification. So this one, it will send you on your app as well, so you don't need to have the email notifying you. You can just use your app. And then the tip that I would say here is always check your app every day, because the emails are slower than the app. So if you have time on your hands, check this app like every day, so that you see if you have surveys, because if you're late, it will say you are late and they have had enough respondents on it. And this one is one way you don't have to be very truthful, because you need, it also has a qualifying criteria. So for example, when I did the one for pets, I don't have a pet in my house, guys. Okay, my mom has a dog and she has cats at home, so essentially I have pets, yes. So but I don't have, so I did say I have pets, and then I have a cat, because I saw it was, the survey did say it's about cat food. So because it's about cat food, I'm gonna say it's about cat. And then as well as this one, the important thing is that if you're using the app or the online, when you click on the survey, always wait a few seconds or a few minutes for the survey to close, because you'll think maybe the survey is broken. It's not broken, it just takes some time. Time to load. And here you are paid in dollars, so you would have to do conversion in your head. Right now $1 is about 17 rand 17 cents. You would have to do the conversion here, because it will only show you in dollars and it pays in cash. So I think that is it for today on the surveys. So the other ones that I have, I mean, there's a lot. Trust me, there's a lot of surveys that you can do. So if you really have a lot of time on your hands, you can make a little bit out of this, and put food on your table for those who really want to put food on their table. I know some of my friends just do this so that they can get alcohol money. They're like, hey, goody, show me this. Now I want to get money for alcohol so that I can buy on Takealot. Others are using it to just boost their entertainment budget, And as I say, it's not making millions and a lot of thousands. So it's not for someone who earns a lot of money, and for them getting the vouchers of 500, it's nothing to them. So it's not for you if you are rich or you are well off, because you're gonna hate it, because it doesn't pay million rand, it doesn't pay 10,000. As I said, the vouchers that you will get, for example, for panel station, you will get like 500 vouchers, you will get 250 vouchers when you redeem. So because 4,000 for Ipsos, 4,000 or 5,000 points is 250 rand voucher worth of voucher, and then panel station, it's 5,000 points is 500 rand voucher. So if that is not for you, if that is too little for you, then don't do it. I'm not this YouTube video is not for you. This is for everybody else who 500 rand of a voucher means a lot to them, and they can get groceries or they can buy alcohol with that. For you who 500 is nothing, this is not for you. So do not even go and start, because you'll get annoyed by doing this. So I hope this helps someone out there, and and you too can help someone else by referring them to it, and make money using your phone. Don't just sit at home. I know people are always on their phone, and hopefully this will you'll get paid for using your phone. And yeah, so there is different ones. Let me just give you an idea of the other ways that I'll talk about. There is a bit more of surveys that I'll talk about, the other different surveys that are there. The other, I think 4 or 3 other ways, let me say 4, is tasks. So you'll be told what you need to do. This task will pay you $5. You need to do this task, will pay you $5. You need to transcript, so transcripting or captioning will pay you this much. If you caption for this long, if you identify objects, we will pay you for identifying objects. So there's different things, it's not just surveys. So there's ones that are task based, which is you just do different tasks and you get paid for it, and there's ones for surveys. So the ones for surveys obviously will pay less because anyone can do a survey, but the ones for tasks, you need to qualify for you to do a task. You need to do like training before, and it pays obviously more because you need to qualify. So but I'll also talk about those on other videos. I'll also do research on it, but personally myself, the ones for task, I also have a job that I need to do during the week, so that's why you wouldn't find me doing a lot of those that are task based, because I need to commit my time. But I do have research on it. There are others that I've signed up for, and yeah, so I will talk also about them and which companies are those. And remember, all this is South African people, South African citizens can do qualify for all of this. So there are others out there, which I'll also talk about. Maybe I'll talk about the one that I signed up for, which I hate, which I think you mustn't sign up for, because it doesn't give you like South African vouchers and stuff. So maybe I'll also talk about those as well, maybe later on, because this does take time for me to do the research. But hopefully this helps someone. Remember, to get all this, you need to subscribe to my channel, share, like, and hopefully this helps someone. Bye.